Cool. So talk to me. You done made a decision not to do something stupid and go enlist, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm looking to get a contract now, commission.
Okay. So what's your questions?
Kind of just like, what are the steps to start doing that and to set myself up? So I know you've talked about like if you go, I don't know, the SEAL route, there's a long backup to go to go to Buds as an officer.
Yep.
But I don't know a ton about the path to go to RASP 2 really once you commission.
So here's the deal. You can't go to any of the Army Special Forces are down the road. Okay. But the good thing is you go Army infantry and you're doing the same job. You just don't, like one of my young dudes is going on deployment here in 3 months, and they gave him everything, right? He's like, Jake, like we got everything. Okay. So you're gonna go do an infantry job probably the first 3 years, and then you'll go to RAS 2, and then you go over to Rangers. Now, here's something that I figured out. You don't get to stay over there very long. You'll be over there like 3 years, then you're gonna come back to conventional. So if you want to just stay in the life, then you got to go Green Berets, go to the Q course, the AFAS, and do it that way. Here's what I tell everybody. Everybody's in a rush to go to the great jobs. Like, I don't have a problem going infantry for a couple of years, understanding what you got to do, working on your rucking, like getting all the read-ins so that when you go to selection, you're successful, right? Everybody's in a rush to get there, but they're in a rush, they're not in a rush when they fail out. So the process is pretty simple, man. You call your local Army recruiter, talk to the officer dude. You're at Norwich. They're going to take your call. You're going to go in. You're going to go for your medical. 3 months. Every 3 months they have a board. So depending on when you get in that cycle, you'll go to a board. There'll be 2 guys there. They'll interview you. They're going to pick you up. You're going to get selected. And then because you're at Norwich, I don't think you have to go to basic training. So you ask that question, but because you're at a military school, you don't have to go to basic training. So you'll just go to OCS, and then you'll get done with OCS, and you'll go to IOBC, which is Infantry Officer Basic School, and then you'll go to our course, and then you'll go to Ranger School if you want to. You go to SEER. You go to Airborne. Like, my dudes did all that stuff, and then they reported to their unit, infantry unit, and both of them dudes are killing it as infantry officers in the Army.
So you talked about going it through the OCS route. I still have 3 more years in college. Like, I'd like to try to earn an ROTC scholarship, not.
Oh, that's fine. Then do it that way. No, you're good. Do it that way. I for some reason I thought you were getting out. Yeah, do it that way.
Just what type of things in the meantime should I be doing to become as attractive of a candidate as possible?
How much are you running?
Honestly, like I wrestled. I've told you before. I always would get shin splints. So I don't run. Like, I'm a huge aerodyne bike guy. Like, I can run the 2 miles in like 12 minutes, but I don't do a lot of road work.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, you're gonna have to figure out your shin splints, bud. Because you're gonna have to run in the Army.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get away with not running. Now, if you were in a SEAL team and you couldn't run, you did aerodyne every day, and every time you tested, you killed it, they let you be. But like in regular Army, you're gonna have to run. So the first thing I would tell you is get your running up to speed, figure out your shin splints. You got 3 years to do it. Okay. I watched a couple videos. I got a shin splint thing on my channel, but there's a guy out there that swears shin splints are caused by running form. So you may have to change your running form a little bit to get over it. Like, there's no way you go in the military with shin splints.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, you ain't got to do a lot of stuff, man. It ain't, I tell everybody, like, I would tell you run for the next 2 years. Just run every day. Okay. Right? Vary it up. You ain't got to go, run 3, 5, 3, 5, whatever you do, just run.
Yeah.
About 25 miles a week for the next 2 years, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Outside of like the physical stuff, though, I was more asking, like, because I've heard it's become increasingly competitive to become an infantry officer. You don't think that's true?
No. The Army's short infantry officers right
now. Okay, all right. That's
now, if you were West Point, everybody trying to be an infantry officer. But neither one of my guys. Now that was 3 years ago, but no one's had a problem getting an officer bill in any Army. No one.
Okay, okay.
And you're gonna be ROTC, right? Like you're at Norwich, so yeah. I mean, you might have the same thing out of Norwich. You may figure out. Are you just trying to get the ROTC scholarship to help pay for college?
Paying for college isn't really the issue, but I figure if I'm going officer, I might as well try to get it for free.
Okay, so then I might tell you, you might talk to them, and they may say, well, listen, if you come in an OCS, we guarantee you an infantry officer billet, but if you go in through ROTC, we can't. So keep that in mind, right?
Yeah.
You got to try to figure out the politics of your institution, because you do have a lot of people on ROTC scholarships there.
Yeah, the majority of kids are for sure.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Do you think I should try to go then, like call the recruiter up in my school, or should I talk to just a local recruiter down?
No. Go see the recruiter at school, right? Tell them where you're at. Tell them what you want to do. Then all you got to do is apply for ROTC scholarship, because you're a freshman right now. You just got done. You're getting done with freshman year.
Yeah.
So like you can still apply for ROTC scholarship your freshman year of college, and those applications are due right now.
Okay.
So I would go talk to the ROTC guys, because they'll know the details, and then figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So for the guys who you've sent, have they been able to get spots to go to RAS2 or SFAS?
So one of them is going Green Beret PA school, and the other one's he's got to go do deployment first. And when he gets back, he's probably we ain't quite sure what he's gonna do. He wants to go Rangers, but he may go to AFAS also. So he's got about a year. I don't know how long his deployment is. Army normally does year deployments. So he's probably got a year and a half before he got to figure out what he's going to do. But right now, he's just getting ready to go down range. So, but I mean, I don't know how hard it is to get to RAS2. I know it's not crazy. But you got to be running this. Go ahead.
What makes like a candidate attractive once you're in? Like, I know that's a couple years down the road, but like once you're in and you're with your unit, what makes someone get picked up to go to RAS2 versus not? I guess
you're fucking savage. Everything you do, you're killing it. So one of my dudes finished first in OCS, first in basic, first in OCS. And then he got to his unit, he's killing it. The other dude got to his unit, and they selected him over like 5 second lieutenants that had been there for like a year, or first lieutenants, and put him in charge. So like, you got to kill it, man. Like, it's the same thing as always. Every time you get to a new place, you got to do really good. Then you get more opportunities. If you suck, they ain't gonna give you no opportunities.
Yes, sir. Do you recommend trying to go OCS versus ROTC? Do you see an advantage in one of those?
No, I mean, if you don't have no problem paying for school, I just know my guys in OCS haven't had any problems, right? I know ROTC is a lot like the academies and everything else. There's a selection process, and that selection process can get muddied sometimes. And you're at Norwich competing against a bunch of really good dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have I don't have any insider trading information on which one is better. I know, I just think at some point, like, I just know that the OCS guys I got don't have no problems getting OCS.
Okay. So I have a question. I'm not thinking of enlisting anymore, the college degree, but since you mentioned OCS, what is your thing with kids going enlisted to then going from enlisted to OCS? Why do you have a problem with that?
It's really hard to do. So did you watch the videos on my Green Beret, on my Army infantry officer? It's like first lieutenant.
I think I've watched a ton of your videos.
Okay, did you hear him talking about how there's 4 guys in his platoon that have college degrees, and all they do is cry every day because they put in packages, but command won't approve their packages?
I don't think I've watched that video.
Okay, so there's a great video on, he talks about it, man. There's 4 dudes in his platoon. And because, like, what happens is if you put a package in and you get accepted to OCS, they lose you. So nobody wants to lose anybody. So, and it's hella selfish, right? But like, that's how the military is. The military is a hella selfish organization. So like, if you don't cross your T's and dot your I's before you get in, you get stuck, man. So like I don't ever recommend that. When you got a college degree, man, like you're foolish if you spent 4 years in school to go enlist. You know, when you had an opportunity to be an officer. Now I got a couple dudes that have went and enlisted and are killing it. Okay, but they're the exception. They're not like I can't sit here and talk to the masses and say, oh yeah, everybody that enlists with a college degree, you're gonna get to be an officer. I would say probably right now, first of all, I haven't had anybody do it yet. I got a dude that I think is going to do it, but I don't have anybody that's done it because it's so hard. Like, you got to think about this. You go into SEAL teams with a college degree. Like, someone told me it's 50%. I don't know the actual number. I know in my platoon, it was 70% of the guys had college degrees. You're now competing against 4 of the best individuals in the world to get an officer job. So it's hard to beat those dudes, right? And everybody says, I'm special, I'm gonna do it. And then they get there and they're standing next to Superman, Iron Man, Wonder Woman, and the Incredible Hulk, and they're like, damn, I ain't got no chance. Right? Because I don't think people understand how high the performance is in those communities. And how high a performance you have to shine enough for them to say, oh, I want you to be an officer. That's what's being missed.
Yeah. So question for you. So like, our coaches, like, you said run 25 miles a week. Our coaches like really preach the opposite to us, that like, just focus on wrestling for your next 4 years here. You'll be tough enough, then you'll just get out and then you'll take care of it.
Wait, are you wrestling at Norwich?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't think you're wrestling. Absolutely. Just wrestling.
Okay.
Just wrestling.
Okay.
Absolutely. 100%. If you're wrestling at Norwich, you will have 0 problems. I'm going to say this to you. You better figure out your shin splints.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But I don't know about you, but I ran 3 miles every day of wrestling.
I tried running in high school and it just broke down my body. So I'm just really stuck there.
That's fine. I mean, you, but I know this. If running breaks down your body, you ain't going to be good going special forces. Because you're going to have to do a lot of running, brother.
Yeah.
So you better that's why I'm telling you, you better figure that out. You got 3 years to figure that out. I'm not asking you to go out there and run 50 miles a week, but you better figure out the running part of it.
Yeah, that's one of my main focuses this summer, is just like getting better at like not breaking my body down, because that's what happens to me every season. By the end of the season, I'm just like that's probably my biggest concern for that stuff.
Yeah, that's called Division I wrestling, right?
It's D3, but still, it's tough.
You guys are D3?
Yeah, we're D3. We actually wrestle you guys. We wrestle Naval Academy. We wrestle.
That's what I was saying. I remember you guys were on our schedule. I would just say this, man. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, bud. Like, you can sit there and say a wrestling season's hard, man. That's why we do so well in special operations. Wrestling is hard as crap, man. And I tell everybody, it don't matter if you wrestle Division III, Division II, Division I. You gotta do the same work to win matches.
Yeah.
Right. Like, are the kids better? I mean, I don't know. I've read a bunch of articles when they used to let the Division II national champions into the NCAA tournaments. Most of them dudes that all-Americaned out. Right. So like, it's the same wrestling. And it's just the same. So yeah, I don't disagree with what your coaches are saying, but I'm saying because you have a shin splint problem, you better figure that out.
Yeah. How do you recommend? I know you've talked about the RICE method in your other videos. That's what you recommend? With
rest, ice, something, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't talk about it. I might have said something about it, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. I would do as much shin splint research as you can, figure out if it's running form, and then start working on it, right? Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe your bones aren't hard enough. Maybe you're not taking the right calcium. When I got shin splints, I wasn't taking no multivitamin, no calcium, and no glucosamine. Okay. I got stress fractures 3 months later. I didn't do anything for 4 months. And when I came back, I was on glucosamine, calcium, and a multivitamin. I never had problems again.
I watched your talk with Stu Smith. Really interesting, by the way. You had an incredibly interesting upbringing. I know you've talked a lot about like construction jobs, stuff like that in other videos. I have an internship this summer. Do you think I should be looking to work some type of manual labor job?
You wrestle, brother. I ain't worried about wrestling. What's your
internship?
internship?
But that's my practice. I'm working at a gym. I'm just working in sales and marketing for the gym. I'm getting my NAS in at the same time too. And
Your national strength and conditioning deal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I'll be just working there as a trainer once I get certified, which is a good job for me. But so you don't think working some manual labor job is necessary?
No, it's not that. You wrestle, brother.
But like I feel like that's an hour and a half, maybe 2.5 hours of my day versus like a construction job's 10 hours.
It is, but it's not as intense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm just telling you, bro. I have yet to have a wrestler just fucking shit down their leg and not make it.
Yeah.
In 20 years of doing this.
Yeah.
I ain't had one wrestler show up and call me talking about he's leaving.
Yeah. I told you our team's been very successful sending guys to special operations units, but it's all been enlisted. Like we've sent 20 guys, but I think over the last 5 years, but I think all but 2 of them have been enlisted guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And none of them had any problems, did they?
No, like I've talked to a couple of them. They said like if you can deal with our coaches for 4 years, you'll get to and you'll be fine.
Yeah, like a lot of it's not. I tell everybody, man, it's not incredibly difficult. It's just really long and hard. Okay, and I know that's kind of I'm talking out both sides of my neck, but like I'm gonna tell you, if I had went to Buds in shape, I would have thought that Buds was easy. Okay, I would have. Like I went completely out of shape, and I didn't think it was the hardest thing I've done because it was 10 months long, 16 hours a day. But physically, it was nothing like wrestling practice. It was nothing like 2 or 3 days in football ever. It wasn't even close to that. So, like don't let the mystique of special operations like scare you to think that it's some kind of fucking crazy ass hard deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you recommend rucking at all, like before working on any of that stuff in my own time? Land nav, any of that stuff? No.
Land nav, do you know how to land nav?
Well, we start all that stuff. So like I transferred actually to Norwich. I was at University of Scranton up in Pennsylvania, then I transferred. So I won't really start all my military stuff till this fall. Do you recommend doing any of that stuff before I get into?
I'm about to drop. I gotta shoot this master class on land nav. I gotta get this done. So I'm gonna drop this master class on land nav. I think I'm gonna charge like $47. It's gonna be fucking foolproof.
Okay.
Like, and then I take it you have some land nav courses up there that you.
Yeah, of course.
So like when I get done with this course, it'll be the most easiest way in the world to learn land nav because it's how I learned land nav. It's country land navigation. Okay. So I would tell you can do all that stuff, but here's what I'm gonna say to you, Terrence. Don't make what you're trying to do. I just talked to a kid yesterday about this. Don't become obsessed about going to do the job. Okay. Don't be obsessed about going to be an Army Ranger or a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL, because what happens is all the guys I know that obsessed about it the whole time they were at the Naval Academy, none of them made it. None of them. Because they made it this big ass thing mentally, and it's not that big a deal, really. Like if you're the right dude, you a wrestler, you tough, you got a lot of grit, you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm good, right? Hopefully. Now, if you don't, then it might be some monumental thing where you quit. But like for me, it was like, it wasn't that big a deal. Now, it wasn't hard. Yeah, it was hard because I was out of shape, man. I came off a ship for 2 years. I hadn't worked out in like 7 months when I got the buzz. Okay. Total distance ran in the previous 7 months before I got the SEAL training. I wrestled on an all-Navy team in March of that year. Okay. I got done with that in April. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 7 months. Total miles ran was 3 miles. Total time spent in the swimming pool was like 3 days. That was it. And I showed up to Buzz and graduated. Okay. Did I have it easy? No, I had struggled on some runs and some swims. Okay. But if I had showed up in shape, I'd have just been like, oh, this is just another training course. Okay. So, but I never made it out to be bigger than it was, right? I thought Buzz was getting easy, so I went out of shape. I wouldn't let none of my guys go out of shape now, but that's just because I was young and dumb and foolish. but I also know like my work capacity. I know how gritty I am. Like I love hard, dirty manual labor. I love it. So like, and that's a wrestler, right? Like if you don't love hard, dirty, and gritty, you can't wrestle, right?
Yeah.
So stop worrying about all that shit. Like if you want to get better at land nav, like I put my land nav course out there, it's gonna be stupid. Like you do it. Like literally, I have been teaching all of my guys land nav in 2 hours, and they go to land nav and destroy land nav. Okay, because it's just a different way. It's different than the way the military teaches you. And I talked to a Ranger dude, actually a Green Beret, and he was saying now the military has kind of a new teaching of land nav. Like they've gotten away and they have advanced land nav, which is what I'm teaching, right? Like I'm teaching country ass land nav where you never can get lost. You always know where you're going. You always know where you're at. So it makes it easy because the azimuth and the bearing is not the fastest way to get anywhere in the woods. Okay. But yeah, but if you focus on all this stuff, Terrence, like you just lose your fucking mind, right? And then like you make it to be harder than it is. It ain't gonna be that bad, bud.
So not even that far down the road, but what do you recommend I should be doing this summer to prepare for like rookdom and stuff?
Nothing.
Nothing? Just wrestle?
Wrestle all summer. Get good at wrestling. Work on it, right?
Yeah.
Be a great wrestler. The better you do in wrestling, the better you'll do in special operations.
So like even like my training, like I should just like I should just have my lifting still based on improving at wrestling, not on not for the ACFT or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The only thing that I would tell you to do is work in your 10-100s, because your 10-100 swimming will help you wrestle. Okay. So take it like it should take you no more than 20 minutes to swim 10-100s. When you get up to speed, it'll take you like 17 minutes. 17 minutes a day will help you win wrestling matches. Okay. And it'll help you in special forces.
Okay.
All right. So that's the only thing I would tell you to work on. Start swimming right now. You got my PDF. Work on the 10-100s.
I actually don't have your PDF, sir.
Did you? Are you on my spreadsheet?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fuck you doing, Terrence? I'm gonna send it to you right now. Did you email me?
No, I didn't email you. The first time I got in contact with you, I DM'd you through Instagram. So.
All right, send me an email. Fill out that Google Doc so I can take some notes on you, and then I will. As soon as you send me an email, I'll send you the PDF, and it's foolproof. It's all in there. It spells it all out on how to do it. I just texted you both of those things.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
All right. My last question. Just like what should be my first step now to go like getting a scholarship? Like first, like right now, what's the first thing I
go over and talk to your ROTC? What are they called? Science professors or whatever. Go talk to ROTC.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Yeah, go over and talk to them.
So I'm not on campus right now. That already ended. Would it be a waste of time just to go? Like we're already done for the semester.
Where are you at?
A waste of time to
Where do you live?
I'm back home. We finished last Wednesday.
In Pennsylvania?
No, I'm from Newton, Massachusetts. They're right outside of Boston.
So how far is Norwich? An hour and a half?
2.5 hours, sir.
So call the dude up and tell him you want to come see it.
Okay. All right.
Don't do it over Zoom. Like just say, hey sir, can I come visit you tomorrow?
Okay.
Drive. You got a car?
Yes, sir.
So drive your butt 2.5 hours, sit down with him, put your Norwich uniform on, go in there and tell him what you want to do, tell him your plan, talk to him about what he thinks best, and go from there.
Okay.
But don't do it over email, don't do it over Zoom. Like, dude, you 2.5 hours away, man. The face-to-face meeting tells him 1,000 times over that you're serious.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for the advice.
You're good. And then if he absolutely just makes you do it on Zoom, then do it on Zoom, but make sure you put a uniform on, right?
Okay. Yep.
Like, you got a uniform at home?
Well, actually, no, because I just started the I was a civilian my first semester because the rookdom starts in the fall and I transferred in the spring.
Okay. So you got to go to rookdom.
Yeah.
So you don't have a uniform or anything?
No, sir.
Were you just walking? Were you on campus or?
Yeah, no, I was on campus. I was just wrestling. I was a civilian.
So you just on campus wearing no uniform, nothing like that?
Yeah, like there's civilians on campus.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know. Okay, so just figure it out, brother. Make sure you put on I wouldn't go up if I go in to see him. I'm gonna have a shirt and tie on with a jacket.
Okay.
I'm not going in there with anything less than a shirt and tie and a jacket.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, fill up my spreadsheet so I can take some notes on you, so I don't confuse you with the 3 other dudes that I got it. I got a dude at Norwich, a dude at VMI, and a dude at Maine at US Maritime.
Dude at Norwich is the guy. Does he wrestle by any chance? Because we have a couple guys going steals.
No, you're the guy at Norwich.
Oh, I thought you.
I may have another dude at Norwich. I've talked to a couple of you guys. Norwich. I don't have anybody at the Citadel. Norwich, VMI, and then Maritime Academy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I know we have a couple guys trying to go SOAS this summer or something. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe ask him the question.
All right.
All right, Terrence, do your thing, brother. You got any questions? Hit me up.
Thank you very much.
Hey.